That's right, chicken. Bourbon chicken. Today we meet Jen from Bourbon Bayou Bistro. Only the best and finest bourbon chicken around. Come on in and let's find out what she's cooking.
Welcome to the Dayton Approved Podcast with Frank O'Neill. This is where the local Dayton businesses get a spotlight.
Welcome to Dayton Approved, exploring Dayton small businesses and nonprofits with Dayton Discount Furniture. Today we have Jennifer Roberts with Bourbon Bayou Bistro.
Yay, I'm so happy to be here. Thanks for having me, Frank.
I was nervous. I was worried I was going to say it right.
You did a great job. I might even have you when we do the commercial.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
You see, I like calling you the Bourbon Chicken Lady.
I get that a lot.
That is all my friends know you as that.
I mean, even when people ask for my number, I'm like, you can just say me as the Bourbon Chicken Lady.
That's what we like to hear, because I was telling a couple of my friends that we were doing this interview for Dayton Approved, and they were like, oh yeah, the Bourbon Chicken Lady. She's awesome. I love her food. And I was like, yeah, she's great. She's coming. We can't wait to hear her story. So
you want to be friends with them forever.
That's right. That's right.
They're a great friend.
Of course. Well, let's jump right into it. We like to start off with the mission statement. And your mission statement, what we've discussed was you like to serve delicious Cajun cuisine, specializing in bourbon chicken in a clean and healthy environment.
Yes.
So tell us, why that's important, especially because I know that you're mainly in a food truck now. Yeah. So tell us why that's important to have a really clean and healthy environment.
In the food service, it's very important because you're feeding, the human race.
Right.
You're feeding people's children. My children eat there. So I try to think like that. I don't ever want to make anyone sick or be the reason, anybody is ill. So I do my best to, rotate and keep up with all of the health department codes and all of that. So.
Well, yes, that's very important. So is it like with the food truck, do they put, then this is a kind of a side question with food trucks. Do they make it harder to be certified or clean compared to a restaurant? Because I know you do have experience in both.
It's the same inspection that the restaurant would go through. Greene County is notorious for being one of the most strict health departments. Like when we go to a show and they're like, where are you from? And I'm like, Xenia. They're like, Greene County? Oh my God, how did you do that? So it is. So, and I'm grateful for that because they keep us on our toes and they make sure I don't ever want to, not follow the rules and guidelines. So
of course, yeah. They're
I
there
learned
for
a lot
reason.
from them. Yes, I did.
Well, that's interesting because.
Thank you.
Yeah, I did not realize that. Now, with being in Greene County, I know this is another side. Now you just got me thinking. Being in Greene County and being a food truck, and if you go to Montgomery County or Warren County or Clark or wherever, do you have to keep getting different certifications, or they just say, no, we accept this county, we're good to go?
No, the only one that if you go out of state, I think the once you get your mobile license, it's good for Ohio. You can go anywhere.
Interesting.
Pretty much.
Well, cool. Well, that's good to know. Well, yeah, let's talk about your story. You've got a fascinating story. I know you said it started in 90.
I don't know if I would say fascinating.
Yeah, very fascinating.
I have a story.
Well, it's your story, and I love it. So.
Well, thank you.
It starts in 93 is what you told me.
Yeah,
so let's start all the way at the beginning and get to where we are today.
Okay. In 93, I was in the food court of the Fairfield Mall. It was getting ready to open. Everyone was so excited that we were getting a mall in our area in Greene County. And I was there filling out applications, and I met a gentleman. His name is Hassan, and he owned a Taco Time there. Okay. And he hired me on the spot, so I dumped all those applications in the trash, and I started there the next day. And I opened with the mall. And I worked with him there for 4 years, and then he changed the concept to Kelly's Cajun, which brought bourbon chicken to the area. Mm-hmm. We went to Miami, and he got the franchise there. I had never heard of bourbon chicken. I wanted to get Arby's or Long John Silver's. And that was, not a great, but of course he was right.
Yeah.
thank God he won that one.
Yeah.
Because, but I'd never heard of it, so I just wasn't familiar with bourbon
Right.
chicken or anything. But
Well, I mean, it was foreign. It was.
yeah,
It really was. Nobody in the area had it.
And then he said, "Let's just go take a vacation, and we'll see if anyone what's going on down there." So we went to Miami, and we ate there at Kelly's Cajun Grill at the Aventura Mall, and they were serving hot, fresh food. I mean, these people were doing an amazing job, and it was so good. And we stayed for a few days and ended up leaving. He got the franchise, so we came back and changed it.
Wow.
And we started all that free sampling in the mall that you
Yes.
guys love so much.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, I love the free samples.
Of
I remember
course.
when I was a kid, I'd be like, I got to get those free samples.
yes.
And
So-
then afterwards, I was like, I get my free sample, and I'd be
Right.
like, thanks.
Then you go turn your hat backwards, and you're like, they won't know who this me. I'll get another one.
Yeah, and I come
you know?
back and get another. Exactly. It was. Give me as many free samples as possible.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, but I remember when I was in college. I mean, I used to go to Sam's Club. I had a Sam's Club membership.
Yeah.
Actually, it was after college because that's when I was broker than broke. And I was in Savannah, Georgia, and that's where I was learning actually the furniture business. And I would go there on the weekends, get the free samples and a hot dog meal, and that was my meal.
Aw.
That's how I survived. It was part of my meal.
Your meal plan?
Yeah. So the samples are important.
Yes, they
and
are.
people do love that, and I am so thankful for all the people that gave up free
I need
samples.
to do better myself at giving samples. I kind of gotten out of the routine of it,
Yeah.
and that was such a fun part of it too. Is
Yeah.
at these festivals and events, we would always be sampling.
Yeah.
So I need to be more vigilant at that.
Yes, free samples is always
Yes, it is.
that's something that we could talked about, how
And we
you help
always
the
offer
community.
free samples. If anyone ever wants
Yeah.
one, just ask me.
Yeah. Who doesn't love the free
right,
samples?
Exactly.
Anyway, sorry, back to
No,
this.
no
back to
worries,
that.
no worries. So then we just kind of after the lease was up for that unit, it had been 8 years in the mall, and he was ready to move. The rent was just going higher and
Oh,
higher,
yeah.
so we got out of that, and he just opened several different restaurants. There was Louisiana Grill, Bourbon Street Grill and Cafe, which is now on Brown Street, the UD area. He just opened a new one in Springfield. So it's doing really well. So I basically just worked with him for so long and just learned, he taught me so much. He was a really great mentor for me.
Yeah.
So there would be times when I can remember now when I would be talking, and not paying attention. And he'd be like, Jennifer, you got to learn this. You're going to have to know this someday, so get over here. And I would kind of be frustrated at the time, but now I'm so grateful for that.
Yeah.
Because he taught me everything I know, so I'm just very grateful.
Yeah.
So, and then just after a while, I just decided my kids were getting older, and he was in a good place and had, good help. So I just decided it was maybe time to go on my own. And I kind of already always told him that, I wanted, my dream was to
do
go
your
on
own.
my own.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what happened. But
Yeah. Now, how long ago was that? So when did you officially go on your own?
in 2017, I think. it was
2017. So you got to think 93 to 17.
Yeah, it was a long journey.
Yeah. That you were not on your own. And you
No,
had
yeah.
that long to learn
Yeah.
the whole ordeal.
Oh, it was so scary. And
Yeah.
I was, because I went from all that job security
Yeah.
to, oh my gosh,
Yeah, on your own.
let me take what little savings I have and try to see what I can do. And, there were so many things that he had done in the background that I didn't realize.
Right.
Like
right.
all
Yeah, you
the
had to kind of learn on
administrative
the,
stuff.
Yeah, you had to
and
learn on the fly.
Yeah, exactly. So, and it gave me a whole newfound respect for the stuff that he did that I didn't realize,
Yeah.
all of the stuff. Filling out contracts, going to the health department, getting all the permits, keeping up with all the paperwork that has entails and all of that. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's never ending.
No, I know. Believe me, I do. I know. That's why I have all those emails I
So
haven't opened.
17 is when you started it, and then
Yeah.
here you are now, I guess you could say.
Yep, yeah.
So what happened though? Did you got a truck then, or how did you start off on your
I
own?
started in a tent.
In a tent,
Yeah,
okay.
I started at the Family Video here when it was Family Video.
Yeah.
At the
I think I
Five Points
remember. I think I
area.
remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I started in a tin. I had an old beat up green pickup truck at the time, so we would just lift everything up into that pickup truck. And I was so determined that nothing was going to stop me. So I, worked really, really hard. And then I started to buy a building in Xenia, and it was an old donut shop called Stan's Donut. Stan the Donut Man.
Yeah, Stan the Man.
Yeah. So I got that, and I was there for 4 years, but it needed a hood, and it was just going to be so expensive. And I when I started this, I promised myself I wouldn't go in debt. So I never wanted to get any type of loans or anything because, I'm a single mom, so I don't want to ever have that hanging over my head.
Right.
And so once I started to, really be real with myself and be like, what's the reality of you saving all of this money to get this done, plus keep your household supported, keep this business still going with supplies and paying employees. And I, thought, it's going to be a while, so I don't want to be in the parking lot for this long. And if I am, I don't want to pay $1,500 a month to do that.
Right.
So I, decided I didn't want to do that anymore. And it now is Glazed Donuts in Xenia. They do really good there. So I had gotten the food truck, from one bistro.
Yeah.
They had contacted me, a great group of people there. They had contacted me and asked me if I'd be interested in purchasing a food truck they had that was for missions. And I didn't think I would have the money to buy it. It's a pretty big food truck.
Right.
But they gave it to me at a really, really good price. And they liked my story. They drove by me every day. They would see me digging myself out of the snow.
Yeah.
My tent, collapsing again from rain or snow or some type of wind. And so she said that, they just talked among themselves and decided that maybe the food truck should go to me. And it was such a blessing at the time. And even at the time, I still didn't have the money to buy the food truck. Honestly, I had my kids' godparents, Woody and Sherry Smith. They helped me buy the food truck, and then I paid it off.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's paid off now.
Yeah.
And everything's going good. It's an amazing machine. I love that food truck.
Yeah. I'm
very grateful.
It's an ends to a mean there.
It is.
So that's awesome.
It is.
And then
it's hard work, but once you get the routine down, it goes really good.
So then I know you had the food truck, and then you had a place here in Fairborn.
Yes, I did.
For a little bit. And that was for about how many years?
4 years.
4 years.
Yes, sir.
Wow. That's crazy how fast time goes.
It went by really fast. It
did. It felt like 2.
It did. It did. It went by really fast.
And then just recently, you are now back in the truck.
I am, yeah. I didn't love the restaurant thing. I did it for so long, and I feel like even with all the challenges of being outside, the winter, the rain, all that stuff, it's just more. I can't say it. I feel much more positive now. I just feel like the weight of the world is lifted off my shoulders.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a big responsibility to have a brick and mortar.
Oh, for sure, sure. It's a different beast, I guess you could say. It's a different animal.
Especially when it's not your building.
Yeah.
So it was just tough making so many costly repairs and it not being something that, I could keep forever.
Yeah,
so I just kind of got tired of that too.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, cost of business, unfortunately.
Yes.
That's like, man, this is another cost.
Well, but it just wasn't what I had signed up for and what so I was under the impression it was turnkey, and it just wasn't. It did not end up being that. So it was just from the beginning. It was
just started off.
It just started off real not good.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how the stigma just went with that. So I was grateful to get out from under it and start over, start fresh, new part of my journey.
Well, that's great. I mean, I'm glad that you are here now in this part of the journey.
Me too.
Like I said, it's a phenomenal, amazing story.
Thank you.
The Bourbon Chicken Lady. No.
I know, right? That's me.
That's right.
Hit me up when you call in your order.
That's right. You'll answer the phone.
That's right. In this voice. No, I'm just kidding. They're going to just call just to hear that now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Then
go.
they're going to hang up on me.
Bourbon Chicken Lady here.
Right.
Well, let's keep on moving then. So how does your business contribute to the local community and economy? So I know we talked briefly about that, and the first thing is with different events.
I do. I try to do all of the events. A lot of them I wasn't able to get into this year because it was so late in the season when I finally started to get my footing and get a routine going. Also, I have a very loud generator.
Yes.
And a lot of the events now are wanting you to have a quiet generator,
Yeah.
which I didn't realize until I got the loud generator. And so I just kind of felt bad. I didn't want to, dampen anybody else's thing, with my
Right.
loud generator. The people next door can't hear to, do their thing. So next year I'm going to come back with full force and with my quiet generator.
There you go.
And so I'll do even more of the events next year. So I try to do that, and I just try to do things whenever I hear somebody's having some type of event, like Sugar Melons with the pig roast. I donated a basket that they could auction off for Toys for Tots, I think was the thing. And but I have a little employee that works there. She sells her crochet items. So that gives her an outlet to do that. So she can try to, I guess, build her little entrepreneur soul, try to feed that. And she does really well, actually. She's trying to save to get her own car. So I just try to, do what I can. I'm super busy, so unfortunately I don't get to do a lot. But
No, I know you're super busy. I appreciate you being here today.
yeah, sure.
So I know that is very true. That is very true. Well, that's cool. So yeah, I know that different events. What are some of the events that you have done in the past and you plan on doing in the future? I guess just kind of name them off.
Oh man, there's so many.
Yeah.
I do the 4th of July fireworks. I do the block party usually. I do the blues and bluegrass show here.
Okay.
I do want to get into the Sweet Corn Festival.
Yeah.
It was just so late in the season that I couldn't get into that one. But I do a lot of the Xenia food truck rallies. I did the Dave Chappelle 50 Cent concert that was at the clubhouse. I'm basically famous now, and I know people. I'm just gonna say, but so many events, and I plan to. I'm gonna try to do them all next year if I can. So, just let me invest a little money into this food truck and get even more of a footing, and then I'll come back full force.
Well, that's cool. That's cool. That's very exciting. Yeah, I know there's a lot of different festivals going on.
Oh, there's so many now.
And I can imagine you could just probably hit one up almost every day.
Oh yeah, and food truck rallies now are so huge. So it seems like every week one town or another is having one. So there's always somewhere to get in there.
Yeah, exactly. Always somewhere to say. That's right.
And I'm gonna get in where I can fit in.
That's right.
I mean.
Oh, that's funny. Now, what are some of the different Fairborn businesses that you deal with? I know that you deal with us, Dayton Discount Furniture.
Yes, I do. I deal with Sugar Melons, which is
Okay.
around the corner, down the street and around the corner here. So many great people there. The vibe there is amazing.
Yeah.
I had no clue how many, amazing people I would meet there. They're like a big family there. It's so crazy. And so I'm so grateful to be a part of now. And the guys at Exclusive Automotive Detailing, John, he's an amazing guy. He's always offered to help, and is there anything he can do to help me out and everything. And Heath and Heath's dad, Dave, they're just always offering to help, make me decals for my food truck and everything.
Yeah.
They're just so kind.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful. So I always want to give them a shout out when I can on Facebook and
Absolutely.
help they're just local businesses as well, like me. So try to stay with the local smaller businesses that can.
Well, no, that's cool. Those are some good guys. I know actually all those people as well. So
Awesome.
they are good people.
They
Sugar
are.
Melons is a great spot. I definitely enjoy going there, and I've never had a problem going in.
No, such a nice, laid back environment.
Yeah, and they actually redid it.
Yeah.
During COVID. So when they were shut down, they actually used that time to invest in it
that's
and
great.
remodel. So It actually looks nice again.
It does.
Yeah,
It does.
so,
Looks great.
yes. So yeah, let's move on to our next point, which is what sets your business apart from others in the area. So one of the things you said was the ingredients you shop for.
Yes, I do. I shop locally for the ingredients, and I do go every other day. I don't buy bulk produce or anything like that. So we cut fresh every day. So I just try my hardest to keep it as fresh as possible. We cook to order a lot, so you may have a little longer of a wait, but hopefully people understand that we're not a fast food chain.
Right.
We just try to cook fresh food fast.
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't always work out that way, but we try our hardest. So I feel like people a lot of times are grateful for that. They see the hard work we do and they're willing to wait. We have so many great customers. It is very rare that we have one, that's upset or
Right.
so.
Yeah, people understand that it's worth waiting.
They do, and they like the make to order thing.
Yeah.
They like to watch you making their burger.
Well,
and
yeah,
That's
yeah.
why when I did the brick and mortar, I made it an open kitchen.
Yeah.
So everyone could see us and see everything that we do.
Right. There's no secrets here.
No, yes, exactly.
No, that's interesting. Now, as far as the fresh ingredients, is there any like local companies that you deal with ingredients-wise, like or farms or anything like
No,
that?
I wish, because right now we're dealing with the chicken shortage
Yeah.
with GFS. So, but no, I honestly, Kroger's is really where I get the best produce. I
Yeah.
feel like right now, they're always restocking it and everything, and I feel like it's just the best. I get the most crisp lettuce.
There you go.
I love crisp lettuce.
Yeah, you gotta have that good lettuce.
Yes.
And I guess one of the other things is being a differentiator is you are a food truck now. So
Yes.
that's something else we said. And then obviously 100% local.
Yes.
You're
I
not
am.
going to find another Bourbon Bayou Bistro anywhere
No.
else.
I don't even think bourbon chicken locally.
Yeah.
I mean, not in the Greene County area anyway.
Right.
Yeah. 'Cause I think Huber is in Montgomery and Dayton
Yep.
is in Montgomery. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
in Greene County, you
That's
are
right.
the Bourbon Chicken Lady.
I am.
I still think you're the Bourbon Chicken Lady of Dayton, though.
No. No. I used to be.
Yes, I know, but that's what you're known for.
You know it's bad when your kids won't go to Walmart with you anymore. And they're like, "No, mom,"
People
because
know you.
everyone, wants to stop and talk to the Bourbon Chicken Lady. So
I'm telling you, there's something there. You should just own it and embrace it.
Right.
I'm telling you, you could be, you're famous.
well, thank you.
You're famous. You're the
I mean,
Bourbon
this
Chicken
video
Lady.
is gonna make you famous.
No,
So
exactly. That's how
'cause
famous
I'm
you
on
are.
it.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, the Bourbon Chicken Lady, man. I was telling all my buddies about it, and they were stoked.
They're gonna be watching.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next, which is what is some of your recent successes or milestones that you and your business have achieved?
Just moving from the brick and mortar into the food truck was a process in itself. I had only gotten the food truck, or got it I bought it for a while before I actually took it out, because it is so big and I was scared to drive it. And it's huge.
Yeah.
It's a P30 box truck, so it's a pretty big thing.
Yeah.
But
I don't know if I would be brave enough to drive it, to be honest.
it's a little scary, but I've started learning. So that's one of the milestones, is teaching myself how to drive that food truck and being comfortable and confident.
Yeah.
And not worrying about endangering people's lives, including my own. But that and just getting it, a routine down, getting my footing, because that's so important for me. I always feel like I'm out of control when I don't have a certain routine down. So I knew that was going to be an issue moving out of the restaurant, was trying to figure out, okay, every day, what steps am I going to take to get this open quickly? So that's, just stuff like that, trying to get it, I don't know, how can I say it? Where I feel like it's not a job anymore.
Getting a quiet generator.
Yes.
What does that look like? I don't even know what that is. I don't. Is it? Is it?
I didn't either.
Yeah, so tell
it's
me a
a
little
little
bit
more
about that.
costly than your average generator.
That makes sense, but what is it? Like, is it?
It
a
just
part of the
is-
truck now, or is it like something that like you still
No.
take out?
It's its own entity.
Okay.
You like can take it out. Usually your generator, you put it far away and you run your cords to it because you don't want it to be loud for people and you want to be able to hear. But now they've made these quieter generators where like they may not be as powerful, but you can buy two,
Right.
and then you can relay them to each
Yeah.
other. But they're more pricey. So the one I paid for, and I think it was $1,100.
Yeah.
One of these is going to be like 2,000 or 3,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you got to buy two
Yeah.
to run what I'm trying to run off of the one I have.
Right.
So until I get some money built back up from the move and everything, it's just not a smart decision for me to buy one right now.
Right. Right.
So I
Yeah.
had
In
to,
reality, you got to buy two. it
yeah,
sounds like.
exactly. So I had to let a couple events go, which I hated doing. I hate canceling on anything.
Yeah.
But some of them were concerts, though, and I felt
Yeah.
like
Could one event hypothetically pay for these generators in reality?
No, not really.
Really?
Not after you figure all of the supplies, the vending fee,
Yeah.
the gas, the generator gas, the propane.
Right.
There's so many things that plus I have to live, so I have
Yeah.
utilities at home. I have a whole
Right.
home that I'm running. So it's like, maybe it could buy half of one, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe I could put back $1,000 to buy,
Right.
But it was so late in the season, there was only a couple events left like that I could do, and I let the last two of them go because of the loud generator.
Right.
So, but unfortunately this year there just wasn't the crowd of people at these events that
Yeah.
there usually is.
Yeah, so it kind of worked out in your
Yeah.
favor,
Yeah.
I guess you could say. That's interesting. Yeah, I mean the quiet generators.
So that's what we got to do too as a people. We need to get back out into these events, stuff.
That's
and
a whole
start
nother
supporting.
problem. Yeah, people are just chilling and not doing much.
Yeah, it is. Well, because everything's so expensive now.
Yeah,
It
that's
is.
a big one.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're right. Unless it's like a special event,
yeah.
then or has like a history already. The new events are kind of
Yeah, it's hard.
tough.
It is.
I'm just glad, knock on wood, that the trunk or treat was our second one that we've done. So the first one was a big success. So
That's
plus we're not really
awesome. I'm
selling a
excited
lot.
to be a part
We're
of this.
giving out free candy, so like I feel like it's more like easier on
Yes,
people.
Yes.
So
And
you know.
these trunk or treats, they're becoming really popular now. Like I
Yeah.
did the Xenia food truck rallies last year, and there was so many people there.
Yeah, I mean, people are into it because, it's a chance for the kids to get dressed up,
It is.
use their costume more than once.
Yes.
Because, who doesn't like feeling of value? It's like, you're going to sit there and get a costume and the kid uses
Yes.
it once.
I know. I
It's
feel like
terrible.
they should have one every weekend in October.
They really should at
Yeah,
different places,
yeah.
so that way kids can really get
That's
that
something
Halloween
else
fest-
for you to organize.
Yeah.
Well,
We do something in November so Black Friday. We do Black November.
I like
so
that.
every day is a Black Friday special.
Ooh.
Yes.
Wow.
Calendar will be coming out soon, by the way.
That's
Yes,
awesome. Well, let me
yes.
know. I will, blow it up on my Facebook page.
Absolutely. That's how we do it. So Black November.
Black November.
That's right.
I told you I was going to whisper sometimes. It
Hey,
just sounds so
there's
cool.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Got to get into it. Let's move to number 6 point, which is some challenges you face as a small business owner or leader in Dayton. Winter, I know you're worried about.
Yes,
So
I
let's
am.
talk about winter. Winter's coming,
It
as
is.
they say.
A few nights ago, I really realized winter was coming. It
Yeah.
was so cold. Now it's so hot.
Yeah.
Ohio just doesn't know what it wants to do. But getting the truck winterized and ready is a thing.
Yeah.
I've never ran in a food truck in the winter.
Yeah.
I've always been under a tent. So it was.
So does it have heat?
It does not have heat.
So
no.
you will have to provide heat somehow.
I do, and I figured out a way to run a cord directly from the generator into a heater.
Okay.
Because the food truck has its own breaker box and everything, but
Yeah.
I'm just a little nervous to plug it in. I don't want to
Yeah.
mess anything up. So I just ran its own separate cord, and it does fine. But the I just don't, because like the water heater is kind of external and internal, so I don't know, if it will bust. I don't know what is going to happen. We'll see.
Yeah. If you have the water heater on, I would imagine it'd be okay.
Well, at night, it won't be plugged into the generator, so now I only run the one cord, and it only plugs in one side. So
so that might be what.
And that side is not the one plugged in.
I wonder if you have to drain. You might have to drain it. How big is the water heater? 5 gallon?
No, it's an Insta heater, so like it doesn't have a tank like that.
Oh, so it's like tankless.
It's like the new thing they came out with for mobile homes and stuff.
Oh, okay.
It's like you instantly have hot water.
So do you fill the truck up with water?
But it's the truck has a 25-gallon tank.
Yeah.
So it's huge.
Yeah. Huh.
Like I couldn't drain it.
Right. I guess it'll be all right. We'll see,
We'll
right?
see, yeah. I've been putting the heater like on the ground towards it, so that's part of getting it winterized. I've been working on it.
Yeah. I would imagine they make it so it doesn't freeze.
I would think so, because it's a mobile home freezer heater,
Yeah.
so I'm hoping it'll be okay.
Yeah. Well,
we'll see.
I get it. Challenges of the winter.
Yes, exactly. And this is learning, so
yeah, it's part of the process.
It is.
Now, the other thing you said, basic stuff as well that's been going on with the economy right now. Inflation has obviously been a issue as well.
For sure.
Have you been able to keep your prices at the same level, or did you
I have.
To
There's just like a couple things I think I changed, but not many. The burger went from 3 to 5 because they went up so high.
Yeah.
Just the things that really went up super high for me is the only things that I've changed.
Yeah.
Even though chicken is super high, it went. I mean, it is so high, but I just feel like everything is so expensive, and I always try to look as being a single mom, taking your kids out and trying to find something for everyone that you can afford.
Yeah.
So I tried to make my menu like that, but I need to start being more business oriented and thinking like that, because. But I try to do a little of both, I guess.
Right.
I try to keep it, not so high, so that way people can afford it.
Yeah.
But also I need to, make money as well. So.
Right. Yeah.
And stuff has just gone up so high, especially groceries.
Oh, I know. It's the number one thing that's went up. It's gone up.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Like, not just a small amount.
Yeah. So like when people go to restaurants and they have raised their prices, don't be upset with them, because like our chicken went from like 30 something a case all the way up to like 80 something a case.
Wow. More than double.
Yeah. Now it's 60 something a case. So I mean, it's gone down a little bit, but it's still very high.
Yeah.
So.
No, I understand. Like, so we've been able to manage our prices. So I've been happy and grateful for that. Like I said, knock on wood.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But I mean, and in some cases we've actually gotten them lowered, which is wild.
Wow.
But that's also because
that's
we had a massive spike at the beginning. So it went like crazy, and then all of a sudden prices went insane.
Okay.
And then they crashed down. So now they're starting to level back up again.
Gotcha.
So it's been like this weird roller coaster. I'm hoping that the new norm is not higher.
I know, me too, because now I feel like...
I don't know. It might be because, like I said, inflation's really kind of crushed it.
Yeah, and rent,
it's part of inflation,
for these
though.
Homes, and stuff. I feel like I feel so bad, because I feel like rent's doubled for a lot of people, these poor families and stuff.
Yeah, a lot of people are what I call
I'm so
house
grateful
poor.
mine didn't, Yeah.
It's really, really kind of sad. I saw where it said the average rent is now $2,000 a month in this country.
Yeah.
So if you do the math, and the math is this, you're supposed to have your rent or your mortgage not be more than 1/3 of your monthly income.
Oh, God.
So if that's the case, then that means for $2,000 to be the average, that means you would be needing to make a $6,000 a month income.
Right.
You multiply that by 12, that's 76 or 73,000.
You know how many people are making that?
I should know this math. What is it? 12 times 6. So yeah, that's 72. Sorry.
Yeah.
72 is what I meant to say. $72,000 a year. Now, $72,000 a year is not the average income.
No, it's not.
So by the rules of math, because math doesn't lie, it's
No.
emotionless.
Doesn't.
It just states numbers. It means people are house poor. It means
They are.
people are overpaying for housing.
Yeah.
End of story. So the numbers make sense that we're there.
Yeah.
So for it to continue to keep going up is crazy thinking because
It is.
it's an unattainable
That's
thing.
why you hear so many people doing gig jobs now and doing
Right.
passive income things because they
Exactly.
need it.
So if that's the case, that's the average. And our average, I don't know what it is, I have to look it up, but I think last time I checked it was like in the 40s. That's a gap. 40,
Yeah,
let's just say it's
huge.
45,000.
That's almost double.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that means, it takes a while for the wages to get back up
Yes.
to that.
Yeah.
And then unfortunately, when the wages do go up to that, that causes more inflation.
Yeah, it does.
So it doesn't ever solve the problem.
No,
Yeah.
it doesn't.
Yeah. So it's sad, and hopefully people survive during this process. But right
hopefully.
now we are house poor. People are house poor.
Well, and
So there'll be so either a correction in the market will happen, meaning the market will crash and the housing will go down just like it did back in 2009.
Right, yeah.
Which honestly probably is more likely than wages getting up faster.
Right, yeah, true. One of the other things like that is a challenge is, which I don't think we talked about, was third-party delivery services
Yeah.
for restaurants and stuff.
Yeah, like
they take
DoorDash.
30%. Yeah, and so many people.
So is it that big of a number?
What I
30%?
don't, yeah. Oh, it is
Wow.
30%. And what I don't understand is, oh yeah, and if somebody returns items, guys, it comes out of our pocket. Like
Really?
DoorDash does not cover. Oh yeah, DoorDash does not cover that. So, please don't call and do a fraudulent claim. Or say you didn't get this and that, because it really does affect the small business
Yeah.
owners. But so they take 30%, and so many people are ordering on this DoorDash. So I'm like, if people are house poor and they don't
Yeah.
have the money, I can't. Last night, someone was picking up a little small meal. They said it was going all the way past Dayton, and they had paid $16 delivery fee. So
Yeah.
that's not even including what they paid me for the food.
Yeah.
So I'm like, gosh, people are just spending money like this on this delivery service.
Yeah. It's
So,
wild.
Yeah,
it really
is. And the DoorDash in the last 4 or 5 months alone has just skyrocketed.
Yeah. No, everyone's using DoorDash.
They are.
Everyone's using Uber Eats. Everyone, I don't know if you're on that. Yeah.
I am, yeah.
That one goes even further.
Yeah.
I've seen it. I've seen stuff from Centerville get delivered from here.
Yeah,
to
they
Fairmont.
do. Yeah,
It's wild.
it is.
But
But
yeah.
unfortunately, it's a thing now. So either you got to be on DoorDash, or
Yeah.
you're not going to get those sales. And
Well, it's food it's generated sales that you would never got.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's really what it comes down to.
It is.
If I'm coming to your truck, I'm not going to use DoorDash.
No, right.
Right.
But the idea now is what a lot of companies or what people are trying to get us to do now is create our own e-commerce store, which I already have one.
Yeah.
And that would be my delivery service, DoorDash, but they would only get paid a $6.99 fee. They wouldn't get 30% of my sales.
Gotcha.
So they would just
so if
be-
you can run it through your own website.
Yes, and then they would just get the $6.99 delivery fee, but they wouldn't get 30%.
Makes
of
sense.
my
I was
sales.
wondering why McDonald's and Wendy's and all that were doing that.
Yeah.
Or even pizza places are doing
Yeah,
that
they
too.
are. Yes,
Um,
that's right.
yeah, so I was like, why are they doing that? And it all makes sense.
Mm-hmm. That's why.
Because it's cheaper.
It is, and they don't have to pay a delivery driver. The customer pays the delivery
Yeah.
fee, so
Yeah.
they just kind of transfer it over.
Yeah.
So that's what a lot of people are trying to get us to do as well.
Interesting.
And but it's just so hard, when people are so used to going to DoorDash, if they might see you on there and then want to order your stuff, as opposed to them just craving your food and getting on your store and ordering it.
Right.
So you do have more, I guess, where you get seen more. You're getting seen more on there or you're getting put in people's minds, I guess you could say.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Yeah, you're getting more of a window.
Yes, of
Yeah.
opportunity to be
Yep.
somebody to order from you.
So it's like catch-22. You kind of got to
Yes.
stay on it, but you're also trying to combat those fees.
It
You're
is.
trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't know exactly how all that worked.
So that's a big, thing
Yeah. No, absolutely.
that we face.
No, I'm sure it is. Yeah. DoorDash. But it's like you said, though, I couldn't imagine. Could you imagine running your business without it?
Now, no. I mean, it would be tough, and people don't like change. So I feel like even if I did change it and take the DoorDash away and try to run with my e-commerce store,
Yeah.
it's going to be so hard to get people to change to do that,
Right.
So
Yeah, and they kind of
it's
know
kinda-
that.
Yeah. So you're kind of stuck.
Right. Now, the other thing we were talking about, is just, hiring the right people.
Yes.
So I don't know how far or how deep you want to get into that, but that's up to you. But
It's just like with everybody, it's hard to, find help right now. I feel like the stimulus checks did a lot,
Yeah.
and stuff. So people just don't want to work a lot like they used to.
Right.
And I think it's maybe starting to get a little better. I don't know. Thank God for the food truck because
Right.
I only need a few people.
Right.
I could do it myself if I want. That's another good thing about it. I'm just not a very assertive person, so it's, hard to be a boss
Right.
when you're not assertive. And I don't want to change my whole character. So I just try. I feel like this is the much better route for me. I don't need a whole full crew.
right.
So we'll let somebody else do all that.
Yeah.
So, but I did meet a lot of nice people, and I had some really great employees, and then I had some really not great employees.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
but
So you
that's
get to see
just
all
like
of it.
with everyone. So,
Yeah. Well, no, I understand. So, yeah, going down to a food truck, I get that. You definitely would have to deal with less employees. So,
yes,
So that probably makes it a little bit easier, one
it
less
does.
thing to do
It does.
to get things done. Well, let's move to number 7, which is how do you collaborate with other local businesses and organizations to support the community? I know one of the things we talked about was the trunk or treat, which is coming
sir.
up.
That is right. I will be
Yes.
with you.
Yes.
Discount furniture.
This will probably be airing after, but yes.
Oh,
yes.
shucks.
Yeah,
Well, that's okay.
That's okay. At least they'll know.
Darn it, we can't plug that show. That stinks.
It's the after the plug.
Yes, that's right. That's right. But yes, we're going to be doing the trunk or treat out there. And then I do want to show up for all the events. And I
Yeah.
did try this year, but then the generator thing.
Right.
But just showing up for all the events. So, if people maybe, my followers will come, because they know I'm going to be there,
Right.
stuff like that. So just trying to do little things like that. Just being like with Sugar Melons in
Yep,
the parking
Sugar
lot,
Melons, yeah.
stuff like that, and exclusive. I feel like I just try to post and get the word out for them as well. Just letting people put it in their minds if they haven't thought about Sugar Melons in a while. Well, hey,
Yeah.
Sugar Melons, So I just try to post and anytime I see something on my page that I see a local business, from the strip or anywhere in town, I try to repost it or on my page. So maybe try to help get the word out a little.
Yeah. So tell us about this comedy club story. Give us the full details here as much
that was
as you
so
can.
fun.
Yes.
It was the first time too that the food truck had been driven because it sat
Yeah.
behind the restaurant for like years.
Right.
And so.
Yeah, you had it for 4 years,
Yeah,
so
it
probably
did. It sat
3
back
at
there,
least.
and I think I only used it like once or twice.
Yeah.
But I went to the round table with it. That's right, in Xenia.
Yeah.
But other than that, it hadn't really been driven any far
Right.
places. So it started overheating on the way there. So that was
Oh,
a
man.
thing. I was so nervous I was going to be late. And I was going to be the only food there
Yeah.
at the Chappelle Comedy Club in Yellow Springs. And 50 Cent was going to be there. So
Yeah.
I was like, I got to be there. I got to
Yeah.
feed this man.
Yeah.
And Dave.
Yes.
So it was a journey in itself just getting us there, but we made it and set up and had a great night. Everyone was so kind there and welcoming, and I got to feed 50 Cent and Dave Chappelle. They came and got 6 plates and 6 cornbreads, and then an hour and a half later, they came back down and got 6 more. because they wanted to take some home with them. So I thought
There you
that was
go.
a big compliment.
Yeah.
And then at closing time, Dave came and got 6 more, so and took home. So they must have really liked it and everything. We got really good feedback from that show.
Yeah.
So, and who doesn't want to feed 50 Cent and Dave Chappelle? So,
Of course, yeah, that's cool as hell.
I mean, I'm basically famous now. If you want me to call him, I can.
There you go. There you
No,
go.
I'm just kidding. But it sounds good to tell people that.
No, I understand. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, no, it sounds like you helped make his night, and he made your night as
Oh,
well.
yes,
So it was a
for sure.
wonderful mutual agreement.
It was.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
And I feel like they're doing so much for the community too.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
yeah. They really do. They put on some comedy shows and give to United Way all the proceeds and stuff. So they do a lot.
Yeah, no, that's true. They do a ton of different stuff
Yep.
for the community. I remember when went downtown for after the shootings. Dave did that big block party there.
Yes,
so
that's
that was
right.
huge. And
That's right.
I mean, I just remember hearing
The
about it. I was
Oregon.
like, "There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way you can get that done that quick. That is insanely fast.
Oh, you'd be surprised.
How do you get past all the red tape?" And he just said, "We're doing it.
Yep,
I don't
yep.
care what anyone says. We're
He
doing
has
it.
a really good assistant,
And
Heather.
we're getting it all done." Yeah. So, yeah, and he did. So it's amazing. I have 100% faith that if he wants to get something done,
Yes.
he has proven that he can get it done.
Because he's awesome.
He is. He's a good dude. He's a good dude. I met him actually like 5 or 6 times.
I just have a lot of respect for him because I feel like
I don't know if he remembers me. It's always been out and about.
I'm sure
like,
he
"Hey,
does.
how's it going, Dave?"
I'm sure he remembers.
I told him a terrible joke once. A terrible joke. And he was just like, it was like right after Robin Williams died.
Oh,
And he
gosh.
was like, "Man, Robin Williams is my friend."
Friend,
And I was
oh,
like,
God.
dude, I was just trying to pull a joke, just being a stupid dumbass, But
Right.
yeah, I felt bad after that. So he might remember me because that joke was that bad.
You left an impression on him, a lasting impression.
Yeah. And he smoked cigarettes, so I smoked a couple cigarettes with him back in the day at the old Fox and Hound. That's right.
Wow.
Yeah, he used to hang out. We used to hang out there. Oh, I used to hang out there a lot on Tuesdays,
Oh,
and
okay.
he'd roll up with his crew on Tuesdays
With his
as well.
crew, his entourage.
He did, and he was super cool. And
I just have a lot
and
of
everyone
respect.
treated him with respect.
Yeah,
everyone knew
for sure.
like. No one was like, "Hey, let's get pictures and all that." 'cause he hates
Yeah,
that shit,
yeah, he does.
And I would too if I was him.
I have a lot of respect for him though because he did keep it local. He stayed local.
Yeah.
I mean, he could go anywhere.
Yeah.
And he chose to
Yeah.
feed the community. With whatever he can.
Yeah,
with his
for sure.
merchandise store, stuff like that. Just keeping people coming into the
Yeah,
community.
I mean, it's definitely an attraction.
spend their money in town and
people
stuff.
hear that it's about Yellow Springs.
Oh, yeah,
they know
for
it's
sure.
that, so then they're like, "Oh man, okay, I'm in Dayton. I'm hitting Yellow
Yes.
Springs up." That's something
Yeah,
that
I really look up to him because of that.
he definitely developed.
Yes, for
which
sure.
definitely brings people into that town,
Yeah.
which ultimately spreads awareness of Yellow Springs.
It does.
Because let's be real, Yellow Springs is a very, very unique town.
It is. It's an awesome town, though.
It's
I've
really
met
cool.
So many cool people.
Yeah. I've always enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
Every time, I mean, even when I was younger, I used to go there, and it's interesting because I feel like when you're younger, you can feel energy more.
You can, yeah.
When you're older, it's like it kind of fades. I don't know what happens, but I just remember the energy I felt when I was younger.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Just walking around in the town, it was just there.
And the beautiful nature parks.
Yeah,
John Bryan,
yeah, all
Glen
of it there. It
Helen,
was just
all
a
of that,
thriving sixth sense of an energy I can't put my finger on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember going to camp at Glen Helen.
Yeah.
When I was a kid.
My dad used to drive limos part-time. He was an FBI agent, and he retired from the FBI.
Wow.
And he drove limos around, and he actually drove Dave Chappelle back
Oh, that's
a
so
couple
cool.
of times from the airport.
That's really neat.
Back in the 90s.
That is so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, and he told me, I said, "That's so cool."
I know, right?
He's like, "Yep." He just did it for extra money.
Right. Oh, that's awesome.
But yeah, so yeah, no, that's a very interesting story, and I'm sure we could spend all day talking about Dave.
Right, for sure.
But we're here talking
'Cause
about
he's awesome,
the Bourbon
guy.
Chicken
That's
Lady.
Right, that's right.
So what's going on currently that excites you? That's got you, any projects or initiatives you've got going on? I think we talked about the food truck in general, just
Yeah,
getting
just-
that
yeah.
to, A+ shape, I guess. is
It
what
pretty
we're
much
trying to do.
takes up all of my time right now. Just because there's so many ththings I want to do with it to
Yeah.
get it, to where I am so comfortable driving it and keeping everyone safe and stuff. So, have just been working on, now that I don't have the brick and mortar, I can invest in it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's nice. So you can actually put money back into
Yes.
it. It's yours. You own it.
Exactly.
And then
yeah.
you're not, you're getting the longevity out of it.
Yes, for sure. So that's basically.
So, other than the generators, what are some other things that you wanted to do to get the truck in tip-top shape?
Really, it's an older truck, so I just want to gut the whole. I just want to gut it, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, not the interior,
Right.
but I want to gut like the engine and transmission, and
Yeah,
I just
like
want to start
truck-wise.
over. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe a new motor.
How long or who's worked on that stuff. I don't know how long
Right.
it's been. There's so many things, so I just want to make sure that I get everything fixed.
Yeah.
Or changed, not necessarily fixed, because nothing's really broken.
Yeah.
But it's just old, and I'm scared to get out on a trip or go far and then it break.
Yeah, you just want to make sure it's 100%
Exactly,
dependable and
yes,
it's good to go.
yes.
And that's fair. That's very
So,
fair.
put back 10,000 or so and try to get it, gutted and stuff,
Yeah.
engine-wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be pretty cool to have a whole new engine and stuff like that. So
Yeah, a rebuild or something like that.
yes, a
Yeah.
rebuild engine.
Okay, that's cool. That's a pretty big initiative.
Yes, it is. I feel like I would feel more confident going
Yeah.
far and stuff. Like,
So
because
that
I
way you
get
can spread it,
invited to
yeah.
so many things, and I want to go to all of these things.
Yeah.
But I'm just scared. I don't want
Yeah.
to get out in it and then it break down. And
stranded.
now they don't have bourbon chicken, or now they don't have,
Yeah.
what
You don't
their
want to
food.
disappoint anyone. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't want to disappoint anyone. So unfortunately, I just turn a lot of them down for now. But once I get it together, I'll be there for everybody.
There you go. There
All
you go.
of their events.
Have you ever done any weddings?
I haven't. I don't even know how to price a wedding, honestly.
Yeah.
That's another thing that I need to work on, is now people are renting food trucks for parties.
You may not
and
even need to do the truck though. You could probably just do a grill.
I cater. I've
Yeah.
catered a lot of stuff. I've catered
Yeah.
weddings, and I've catered, tons of graduation
Yeah,
parties.
I know that
and-
you've made chicken. I remember I bought it from my
Yep.
employees once. We got I don't know, it was 10 meals or something
Yep,
we
yep.
did. And you hooked it up and
Yep, I do that.
did a nice foil thing, and we did that. And that was cool.
Yep. I
Yeah.
do a lot of those. A lot of
That's
the
probably
chicken, rice,
pretty
and
easy
beans.
to
It
cater
is, yeah.
and bring
And I
set
always
up
have
there.
a lot of chicken on hand usually,
Yeah.
so it's not 24 hours notice. I can whip you
Right.
up a catering,
Yeah.
so it's
Now
not. bad.
you hooked me up within 3 hour notice.
Yeah, yeah,
I know, you
or
were
that.
Really nice. Yes. I know we
Well, it
won't.
depends on who you are.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
You don't want to advertise that.
No.
Yeah. I understand. Yeah.
24 hours notice.
Well, it's been a pleasure. We're going to
It
be wrapping
has.
it up. So tell us, how do we get a hold of you? What's the best way to reach out and see where you're at and
The
all
best
that?
way is to either message the Facebook page.
Okay.
A generated message will come back to you in a response. Just don't pay attention to it.
What is the Facebook page? What do they type
The
in?
Bourbon Bayou Bistro.
Okay, Bourbon Bayou
Yep,
Bistro.
yep. And
Okay.
the website, my e-commerce store is on there. So it is the Bourbon Bayou Bistro.com.
Okay. Yes.
www.thebourbonbayoubistro.com.
Of course.
That long thing.
Yeah.
And then you can call in orders, like even during the winter months. I'm gonna need a lot of support, guys. So
Yeah.
come there for me. But just call it in at 937-860-9474. Give us the make and model of your vehicle, and we'll run it to the car with
There you go.
for you, so you don't even have to get out of the car.
So you're saying literally just leave a message?
No, we'll answer.
Oh, okay.
No, we'll answer. I
Okay.
mean, during business hours.
Yeah,
when
yeah.
And that's another thing that's been going on now, is it's hard to keep normal business hours with chicken shortages and, everything else, not knowing when you're going to get it.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So that's why I've been staying open later and stuff right now. So
Yeah.
just working on trying to get it all together.
Yeah. It's good now. I mean, Wintertime, it might people.
Yeah, exactly.
When the sun goes down, it's 5, 6
But
o'clock.
I mean, I did it in a tent, and that's what we did there. Is we did a lot of call-ins. They would just call us, and we'd run it to the car, and take the little phone credit card reader, and that would be that. And we did really well under the tent in Xenia.
Yeah.
So, I'm hoping Fairborn will come out for me this time.
Right. How do you stay warm though with the tent?
In my car.
Yeah.
And then we had the donut shop. So,
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've pretty much always had a building or an enclosure or something.
Yeah, to at least heat up.
Of course. I'm not going to make them be out there in the freezing cold like that, I would always make sure, that they can have somewhere to stay warm. I don't want them ever getting sick or, being the reason. So.
Right. Of course. Well, with the truck this year, you should hopefully be able to keep it warm.
And the grill in there is a big spot in the truck, so it keeps it warm.
I was going to say that's hot too, yeah.
But there's a lot of openings because it is a P30 box truck.
Yeah.
So, and it was an old Snap-on tool truck, so it wasn't built,
interesting,
for a food truck.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of little nooks and crannies that I'm going to work on getting sealed and stuff. So, I'm trying to figure out all of that stuff. So that's part of winterizing it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, cool. Any words of wisdom that you'd like to leave us on, and on a positive note?
I'm going to speak from Bob Marley, which is one of my personal favorites. It is, don't worry, be happy.
Yes.
That's what I want to live by right now. I spent so much time worrying that now I just want to kind of not worry and be happy.
All right. Well, good words of wisdom. Live by it.
I'm going to.
All right. I have faith. And I can't wait to, get my bourbon chicken on. Thinking about it makes me want it now.
Thank you. I'm going to go open here right now. You can come in an hour.
There you go.
You can come in an
I might
hour.
have to stop by.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you for coming out. And
I hope this makes you famous.
Oh, I believe it's going to make you famous.
All right. I'll take it.
All right. Until next time, Jen.
All righty, man.
Subscribe and follow to our Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, or your favorite podcast platform. Be sure to sign up for our email list and receive an email to watch the show Wednesday at 8 a.m. Do you know a great Dayton business that you would like to see on the show? Visit our website at DaytonApproved.com and click on the Contact tab and tell us who you'd like to see.